Okay, I'm just going to give you a quick overview of the app. Quick Search Auto is the name of it. When you first open the app, you'll be at the search screen, but before we run a search, I want to go over to the Settings tab. There's only really a couple of settings that you have to take care of whenever you create or load first use the application. You'll need to add a default from address. This Quick Search Auto will allow you to send emails to one or a whole batch of the owners of the vehicles to let them know you're interested in their vehicle. So you'll add a default from address. And then hit save at the bottom to save the overall settings. And then you've got email templates. Whenever the app is sending an email, you can use these templates, and it will customize the email for depending on their particular vehicle. So if we wanted to add a new email template, just click add. Give it a name. We've got, right now we have one sample, but there will be more in the future. You click sample, it'll go ahead and fill it in. Anywhere you want to use one of the shortcodes, you just enter it in the text and the subject or body. And cancel this. You can see a list of the shortcodes by clicking on shortcode help. And that's basically it. In your search history, you can add, for any search you've run in the past, you can add it to your favorites, and then it'll be available right here to run with one click. And right here is where you can edit those. Actually, you can just delete them and then add new ones later. That's pretty much it for the settings of the app. We'll go back to the search screen and I'll walk you through all the fields. First, the sites. Right now it will run a search against AutoTrader, Cars.com, and Craigslist. I will be adding more sites as we go. And it's possible I may offer a custom, add like a one-off if you have a particular site or a local. A lot of times TV stations will have classified ads. I'm looking into the possibility of adding those for a one-time fee. Anyway, you set your state, city, then your radius. Since Douglas is pretty small, we'll bump up the radius to 100 miles. Then your model year, and again, I'm going to put a pretty broad range because Douglas is a small population area. One thing about the radius really only works or only has an effect for AutoTrader and Cars.com because their listings are sortable or filterable by location. Craigslist, a lot of times people will post ads for a vehicle on the the Valdosta site for Miami, or they don't always follow the server location guidelines. And also, if a search returns a small number of results, Craigslist will add to the bottom of the listing results from other servers that are relatively close, but they might be outside of your radius. Just keep that in mind. Then you've got your ask price, or what they're asking for the vehicle, minimum and max. I usually put a max of 40,000, because there'll be listings in there for Lamborghinis, um, Rolls Royces, and I mean, unless you're in the market for a $250,000 car, you probably want to use a maximum. Um, and your mileage max. For this, I'll just set it to 120,000. Um, right now, Craigslist is the only site that allows you to filter by title status. So this setting will only affect Craigslist. And then if you want to, you can you can filter by make and or model. Um, there are certain models, or I'm sorry, certain makes that it's best just to leave the model blank. And for this search, I'm just going to give you an overview, so I'm not going to set the make and the model at all. Okay, difference in value. This field is how the app determines if a vehicle or a listing is a possible a winner. I mean, one that you could possibly flip. What it does, it takes their ask price, and subtracts the estimated trade-in value, and if that difference is less than this number, then it highlights it green. Set this for 2,000 for this example, and you'll use, I mean, you'll find a sweet spot. You know how much, what what your target dollar amount is, and just keep in mind that more than likely you'll be able to get them to come off of their price some. Anyway, the condition, has to do with the estimated trade-in value as well. We'll set that to clean. For this field, if the listing does not have a VIN, the app takes every single series, trim level, style, and if you do average, it'll take all of the different prices for different series, styles, trims, etc., and gives you an average of those. You can choose minimum, and it will get the base model, the cheapest model trade-in, or you can choose maximum. I generally just keep it at average. And next thing you would do is just hit search. When you hit search, the app is going to go out simultaneously to all three sites and start searching for listings, and then it's going to cross-reference those against. Right now, I use Edmunds just to get an estimated trade-in value. I'm sure it's going to be close, and you would want to do your own due diligence, of course, before you buy a vehicle. But it's just the purpose of this tool is to give you candidates, vehicles that you could possibly buy, or if you do consignments, it might be a good source of consignment vehicles. Instead of running a search, I'm just going to bring up one that I ran last night. So here are the results for that search. I think there was about, let me see how many there were. 217. And all the rows that are highlighted green have a trade-in value that is, oh, I'm sorry, the ask price is within $2,000 or less of the trade-in value. This difference column shows you the difference between ask price and trade-in. If they're in parentheses, that means that this is a negative number, or the trade-in value is more than the ask price. So those are definite winners. While we're looking at the listings, the white rows just basically means that they're not quite, their ask price is higher than your $2,000 difference value that we set in the search. And I don't know if there are any in this search, but any rows that come back red, yeah, here are a few. What that means is the app was not able to determine the trade-in value. For these, they listed the model as a GT when it should have been a Mustang GT. We can correct this by just clicking the edit button, go into the model column and set it to Mustang, then set the trim to GT. I don't know if it's a premium, so I'll just set it to a regular GT. When you hit save, it's going to go grab a new trade-in value and update the listing. Phew, I ain't wanting a lot of money for that car. That's the way it works. We'll go back up to the top. So let's say we're interested in this Chevy Silverado. The ask price is $817 less than the estimated trade-in. It's 120,000 miles, so the miles are kind of high. But if we were interested in this vehicle, we could call them. We got their phone number here. We can email them by clicking on the email. If I had set up any templates, that information would be filled in here. And looks like that listing did not include an email address. You can go directly to the listing by clicking on the view link here. If you wanted to just see if they have any other contact information in the listing. It's kind of slow loading. Hold on just a minute. Okay, there it goes. So this vehicle was in Lake City. But like I said, you can click on an individual listing or click on the email button to send one email, or you can highlight multiple rows and click send emails here, and it'll send out messages to every single one of them if they have a valid email address. And that's pretty much it. That's how the app works. I'd love to get your input on what you think. If you think this would be a benefit, I mean, if it helps you find a few extra vehicles to sell on your lot, then I think it would help. Thanks.